Thank you. Thank you very much. Before I proceed, allow me to recognize two outstanding contributor to the development of Guyana. Two stalwarts, two gentlemen who has given it all for Guyana. Put your hands together for Dr. Roger Luncheon and put your hands together for Comrade Samuel Hines. My brothers and sisters, how sweet it is to be among you in the region that give birth to me. Today, when we look at the numbers out here, the General Secretary just told me that the country got an immediate shortage of Lumatil. They have to AFC Biodol. But my brothers and sisters, after March the 2nd, they gotta get something stronger than Lumatil. By the time we get to Luziknan, and he will tell them what is the name of the medication. When I look at all the red today, I think about Valentine's coming. Oh, how you love your party and how your party love you. But I also wonder whether APNU will be going to court. I have to put Anil on guard. Whether APNU is going to court, this time they may want to change the color red from Valentine. Brothers and sisters, I want us today, to focus on the road ahead. The message today that I wish to deliver is a message for every man, woman, and child. It is not a message for PPP civic supporters. It is a message for every Guyanese. For 70 years ago, this party was formed to struggle and represent every Guyanese, and that is what we do every day. Can you imagine that this government has the gall to turn up at the athletic track, and at that facility they said the PPP never did nothing for sports, not realizing they were standing on the evidence of what the PPP did for sports. We started the transformation. We started the transformation. We built a new highway. We created changes in the educational system, in the health care. We brought better life and betterment for every single Guyanese. Today, life is worse off than 5 years ago. Today, you cannot save what you were saving 5 years ago. Today, Rice farmers are not getting support. The sugar workers are not getting support. Today, development has stalled, but we are going to reignite the key, reignite development on March the 2nd when you return the People's Progressive Party civic to government. Before I go into some specific things that I wish to address, there are some matters of immediate concern for the people of Region 3. The infrastructure landscape in Region 3 has to be expanded, has to be rebuilt. We cannot continue to use 2.5 hours per day of travel time to get to work to Georgetown. We cannot use 5 hours per day traveling to get to work. If 5 persons travel in a car, that is 20 hours of productive hour we lose every day of productive time. So we have to resolve this. That is why we are not only talking about this new highway we built, but we are going to commence work on building, on ensuring that the future brings to you a new superhighway along the West Coast and the West Bank. It is this superhighway that will be connected to a 4-lane high-rise bridge across the Demerara River that will take you to work faster. It is this superhighway that will open up 1,000 more acres of land for housing, agriculture, and industrial development. It is this transformation that is going to create the new wave of growth and development in Region 3, and we're going to do it together after March 2nd. We started by building and improving health care at every single one of the health services. We invested in health care at a Cottage Diagnostic Center. We invested in health care at the West Demerara Regional Hospital. We invested in health care in Wakenham and Legwan. We invested in health care by training the doctors. But that is not enough. For 5 years, it has stalled. That is why after March the 2nd, we are going to invest in a state-of-the-art regional hospital here in Region 3. We are going to reinvest in the diagnostic center, in the health centers all across the region, ensuring they're adequately staffed, ensuring that they are never out of medical supplies, and ensuring when you turn up, you are not told Panadol is the only answer to your ailing. No! We started the transformation, and after March the 2nd, it will continue with you here in Region 3 having access to world-class health facility in the future. Yes, we started a housing program, but we have to ensure that we continue the expansion of that housing program. The housing program that has been stalled. Those persons who paid money and were waiting for the infrastructure to be completed and were told that they can no longer get those lots. We're gonna fix it on March the 2nd. Prepare yourself. Get ready. We are gonna start building again.
What is the word? What is the word? PPP.
You are going to have the dream of home ownership once more. You're going to have affordable housing. We are going to ensure with the private sector collaboration and collaboration with the financial sector, housing will be affordable, the interest rate will come down, the tax on building material will be removed, and again, the vibrancy of the housing sector will return with home ownership coming to you. We started the process of building farm to market access roads. We built many, Ruby, Hubu, Windsor Forest, but the process has a long way more to go. That is why we're going to set aside money every year for the building, upgrading, and rehabilitation of farm to market access road all across this region. We are going to realize the dream of Dr. Cherry Jagan when we complete the Del Conte road link from Parika to Rockstone into Bartica. We are going to link Region 3 with Region 7. We are going to link agriculture with mining, with forestry. We are going to create a strong, stable, vibrant, secure economy for you here in Region 3. We are going to invest. We are going to invest in export-oriented facilities. Export facilities that would see here in Region 3 that we are able for the first time to export our agricultural produce from right here in Region 3. That is what we're going to do. We're going to ensure that those facilities get the necessary international certification so that our farmers can have access to newer markets, higher paying markets, and we have to ensure we invest in infrastructure that will allow us to access and benefit in a major way from that $10 billion CARICOM food market. This is what we're talking about. These are the things that will bring real changes. These are the things that will bring real opportunity. Not the nonsense you hear when you go to a rally that talk about garbage bag and who in garbage bag. Our focus is on the future and ensuring that every Guyanese have a place in that future. Ensuring that every Guyanese are winners in that future. After March the 2nd, all of us must be winners in the development pathway of our country. My brothers and sisters, we have to invest in drainage and irrigation. We have to ensure that our farmers have proper drainage and irrigation at the cost of the state. Our rice farmers, let me assure you that unlike what they say to you, that rice is private business, we are going to return the rice sector to government business by supporting you to expand, to grow, to ensure you have the market for the rice sector. We have to ensure that we can connect the Essequibo Islands in a faster way to Parika. That is why we have to invest in river transport We have to upgrade these tellings and ensure that we reduce the cost of transportation and improve the efficiency. That is what we have to do, and that is what you will be electing us to do on March the 2nd. My brothers and sisters, we have to support the rice sector, the sugar sector, and as I'm on the issue of sugar, when this government closed Wales, we told them that the land at Wales must go to the people. They took the land and they gave it to some big lobbyists and big connections with the government. But my brothers and sisters, they come today to tell the farmers they're going to give them land. Well, let me say this to the sugar workers who lost their jobs in this region. Not only are you going to get what they have stolen from you, but we are going to give you transitional support until you get on your feet again. We are building an economy where we can invest in agro-business, agro-processing facility. We have to be able to invest in cash crop and ensure that the diversification of the agricultural sector is geared towards not only our local economy, but to the requirement of the rest of CARICOM and further afield. We have to support the agricultural sector by reducing the interest rate on loans for farmers. We have to give special grants and low-income loans so that our farmers can have access to cheap capital. That is what you'll be voting for on March the 2nd. And whilst we support the existing economy, we also have to focus on the new opportunities that will come our way. And let me be very clear. We have to have a waterfront development for the Demerara River on the west side and for Parika. And that waterfront development must not be stolen from the people in Region 3 and be given away to people in a corrupt manner. We are going to ensure that the people in Region 3 are connected to the development of the waterfront on the Demerara and the Essequibo River, and that you benefit. The private sector in this region must be involved and must also get the opportunity that exists on this side, on the west side in Region 3. Today, the government has never come to you in this region and tell you how you're going to benefit from oil and gas. They have never allowed or outlined to you a plan that will equip you to benefit from oil and gas. But your next government, the People's Progressive Party civic government, will not only outline that plan, but we will invest in you. We will put resources to train you, to equip you, so that you can take use and make use and benefit from the opportunities in oil and gas. The future of this region would see investment in industrial development. You will see investment in industrial development that will bring new type of technical jobs. Machining is an important aspect of the oil and gas sector, and we are going to invest in industrial facilities that will have benefit from the downstream of oil and gas. New facilities that will create high-paying technical jobs so that we can put our young people and get our young people working again. the investment in ICT, the investment in information communication technology must not only give you faster internet, it must not only give you internet at low cost, it must be able to create jobs in this region. That is why we're going to ensure the ICT sector is linked to job creation. So the call center that we are building in Tushin, that they shut down, we're going to bring it back to bring those jobs. And we are not only going to bring back that, we are going to create incentives to encourage more call centers to come to this region, so that whether it's perfect harmony, whether it's the populated areas, whether it's Parika, we will be able to create an additional form of income for every single person in this region. The vision, my brothers and sisters, of the PPP is to put back money in your pocket, to put back the money they took out of your pocket, to return the jobs we have lost from sugar, to give back the rice farmers the removal of VAT on the equipment and machinery, to support them with seed paddy, and to build a strong and resilient economy here in Region 3. My brothers and sisters, we have to invest in waterfront development that would see new opportunities in logistics business, financial sector, brokerage, insurance. All of these would be able to create new opportunities right here in Region 3. Look, over the years, the PPP was in government. Look at how Parika was transformed. Look at how Freedom Hoop was transformed. Imagine. And we did that whilst we had to repay a high debt. We did that whilst we had to build back the infrastructure of our country. Imagine, my brothers and sisters, what we will do with the resources of oil and gas. What we will be able to do to transform your life. You can be assured, my brothers and sisters, you can be assured that not only the sugar workers will go back to work, but we will find opportunity to train the single parents, the housewife, and the students, so they too can have an opportunity to earn and contribute to the wealth of their family. These are the things that will improve life. These are the things that will transform community. And these are the things that will transform our region. My brothers and sisters, I was only 16 years old when I first mounted the Stewartville platform. At that meeting, I had the honor to introduce Dr. Luncheon. From then to now, I have spoken at every single rally here. But tonight, I have a responsibility speaking to you as your presidential candidate, that I will be leading a team that is dynamic, a team that is reflected of Guyana. My brothers and sisters, look at a sample of our team on stage. Look at the diversity, youth, experience. This is a representation of Guyana, and that is what the PPP Civic is about, representing what Guyana is about. My brothers and sisters, we cannot forget the sawmills, and those are our brothers and sisters who are working in the forestry sector. Today, sawmills that were once vibrant are closing down. Forestry operation that were expanding, Bacall, all these places are closing down. Businesses in Parika are closing down. Businesses in Freedom Hoop have seen reduced sale and they're curtailing their expansion. Why is this so? This is so because we have an incompetent government that has taken away the ability from you to spend. $91 billion they have extracted from your pockets in taxes. After March the 2nd, with the reversal of those taxes, we will be putting back $91 billion in your pockets to spend in the economy. $118 billion. $118 billion. This government spent from government deposits and the gold reserve. 118 billion. And what is there to show for this money? Nothing. Nothing. But according to them boys, the money gone to a new bank, and the name of that bank is Pocket It. Pocket It. But on March the 2nd, we will be raiding those pockets. We will be hunting down those pockets. We will be emptying those pockets. We will be bringing back the resources from those pockets to the people of this country, because they cannot get away with robbing you of your money, the people money, the country money. This government has the gall to campaign with a presidential candidate on honesty and dignity. This man led a bunch of gangsters that thought 18 million US was a gift. He led a bunch of gangsters that took $15 billion away from you in the future, from oil and gas. More than $15 billion in gifts cannot be accounted for, or the Auditor General can't see how it was processed. And he talk about honesty and dignity. If he was honest and if he had any dignity, he would have gone to the polls after the no confidence motion to face the will of the people. My brothers and sisters, this election did not come just like that. This election came because of your struggle. Many of you here, for days in the rain and in the sun, protested outside of the office of the president. You protested against the barriers of dictatorship. You stood up on the road and you fought. You fought for freedom. You fought for democracy. You fought for good governance. And you fought for March the 2nd, when you will re-elect your government, the People's Progressive Party. Let no one fool you. My brothers and sisters, I grew up in this party hearing the stories of Dr. Luncheon, Janet Jagan, hearing the stories of the older comrades in our party, Comrade Nocta, about their struggle. But I have been given the opportunity with all of you and all of us to live in a country that in the future we will be able to tell our story of how we stood up for democracy, freedom, and good governance. So on March the 2nd, when you vote, you will be voting in dignity and celebration of the work you have done, all Guyanese have done, by standing with the People's Progressive Party Civic. My brothers and sisters, there are many who are coming to you now. They go on the television and you hear the long story of how much they love Guyana. We are happy that every Guyanese loves Guyana. We have a patriotic responsibility to love Guyana. But you can't only love Guyana in the good times. You can't only love Guyana in the smooth time. No! Where were these people when Barry Jagdeo was General Secretary, led the PPP with you in defense of democracy? Where were their voices? Where were their love? Where were their commitment? Where were their patriotism? Where were their patriotism? But today, they sell the story of how they love Guyana and love Guyanese. Let us not be fooled. You know who stood up. And let me be clear on this. The only reason they have a loving hate for Barry Jagdeo is because he has stood up. He has stood up for you. He has stood up for Guyana. He has stood up, and the People's Progressive Party has stood up with you. And on March the 2nd, you will stand up with us when we go to the poll. So listen, and listen carefully. Granger said he loved the people of the diaspora. He loved them. He said he will bring them in government. And then recently he said he will take away the dual citizenship. What nonsense. What nonsense. What hypocrisy. But this is the nature of this government. A bunch of hypocrites. So on March the 2nd, don't be fooled. March with the PPP as we reopen sugar once more. March with the PPP as we go on an agenda to reduce the taxes on the importation of new vehicles. And to my brothers and sisters at Wales and all of you, march with the PPP as we bring transitional support to the families who have suffered in the closure of Wales. March with the PPP as we reverse those 200 taxes and put back $91 billion in your pockets. March with the PPP, rice farmers, as we support you and explore the possibility of implementing a rice stabilization fund to help you in the hard time. March with the PPP as we provide concessions on large-scale livestock farming. March with the PPP for the renewal of the housing program. March with the PPP for the creation of 50,000 new jobs. March with the PPP for the doubling of the old age pension to $40,000 per month. March with the PPP to bring back the school uniform program. March with the PPP. March with the PPP to bring back the Because We Care grant and make it $50,000 per child.
PC, come together.
March with the PPP as we make University of Guyana free of cost.
What is the word again? What is the word? Give me PC.
March with the PPP as we bring 20,000 new scholarship to your children here in Guyana.
PC, word again. What is the word? Give me PC.
March with the PPP for better wages and condition of service for sugar workers, for nurses, for teachers, for police officers, for public servants, for firemen and women. March with us! March with us! March with us!
What is the word? Give me PC. Unity.
March with the PPP as we create world-class health care and world-class educational facility for you here.
See, come together. What is the word again? What is the word?
March with the PPP. Listen, listen. March with the PPP as we bring real, strong, local content.
Give me PC. Word again. What is the word?
In every area. Let me be clear. In every area of development in the oil and gas sector. We know that there's skill gap now. So we have to train our people. But let me be clear. In the future, the oil and gas sector must be and will be managed and operated by Guyanese.
What is the word again? What is the word? Give me PC.
Get yourself ready. We are going to reverse the sellout. We are going to reverse the sellout and bring back home the benefit of oil and gas to you, the people of Guyana.
Unity. Give me PC. Come together.
My brothers and sisters in mining, your misery has been 5 years. Your problems at the bank hit you so hard. But brothers and sisters, in the mining sector, on March the 2nd, march with the PPP as we return you to work, as we return you to mining, as we give you the incentive, as we support you, as we bring back mining, as we expand mining, as we bring back the opportunity for mining. March with us! March with us! March with us!
PC. Come together.
Don't worry. They try to send plenty artillery to me. But as the GS said, I am a thick man. And let me tell them, I can take a good body blow. I shall not fall. But let me warn them. Let me warn them. Watch out for the reflective action. It can take them down very quickly. And on March the 2nd, with the PPP team, we will be taking down this bunch of gangsters who have raided our country for 5 years.
PPP, come together. What is the word again? What is the word? PPP.
On March the 2nd, I see a lot of young people in this crowd. I am so happy. This shows 70 years ago we were formed, and long beyond 70 years in the future, the PPP will be here for the people of Guyana. In your eyes, in your faces, I see many more Barra Jagdeo, many more Chetty Jagan, many more Janet Jagan in the future, in your faces. On March the 2nd, march with us as we remove the taxes on cell phone and data. March with us as we return the one laptop per family program. March with us as we ensure not only, when prayer was saying the power is in your hands, we have the power. The GS said to me, the only place that ain't got power is GPL. But we're gonna fix it. On March the 2nd, you will be marching with us on the creation of 400 megawatts of new power, cheaper power, more reliable power, more efficient power, power that will generate the new requirement of the new economy of the new Guyana. March with us, march with us, march with us.
PPP, come together. What is the...
Don't worry, still have a lot of more marching to do. March with us so that we can liberalize, so that we can open up the telecommunications sector to reduce the cost of phone calls for you here in Guyana. Young students, you may be wondering that you have already enrolled at UG and you have a loan. The future will get free education. What about you? Well, my brothers and sisters, march with us as we create a pathway for the write-off of those loans of the students from the University of Guyana. March with us as we return the water subsidy, the free water for the pensioner, and the subsidy on electricity for the pensioner. March with us as we commence the journey of ensuring we have 100% treated water coverage at a lower cost for you, the people of this country and this region.
Come together.
And yes, many of you young people, husband and wives, young family, you are working and you have young children, and you sometimes have to sacrifice your professional career. But march with us as we build child care centers and facilities to take care of your children and support you in your professional career. And to our brothers and sisters in the private sector, for businesses in the private sector, I met with more than 200 business owners in this region in the last week. And they said to me, they're receiving letters that they owe taxes, some more than the money they ever made in their business. March with us to stop the discrimination and bullying of the private sector of this country.
What is the word again? What is the word? PPP. What is the word? PPP.
March with us for real private sector growth, for real private sector development. March with us for a government that believes the private sector is the engine of growth, and we have to support the development, expansion of businesses, whilst on the other hand, they have to support jobs, higher paying jobs, and better working conditions for the people. March with us for the workers and for the private sector, for the betterment of the workers and private sector. Brothers and sisters, march with us for many more Marriotts. March with us for the specialty hospital. March with us for many more movie tongue. March with us for a stronger, reliable, efficient, caring government. March with us on the road to victory. March with us, my brothers and sisters, for support to small businesses, single parent, young entrepreneurs, small farmers. March with us for special microcredit and grant facility to support these individuals and families. March with us to bring university education into your homes with distance and online education under the PPPC. And not only young people in government, not only young people in government services, but we are committing in a manifesto for the establishment of a youth advisory council to the president. So that we can expose our young people to policy making at the highest level. I stand here today because of the confidence our General Secretary had in me at 17 years of age to be in the environment of policy making. And regardless of what they say, many of those who even campaigned for up to now, many of them were young people who were exposed to policy making by Bharat Jagdev, who became permanent secretaries, who became ministers. This is the type of leadership that the PPP brings, exposing and bringing real opportunity for the young people of our country.
What is the word again? What is the word? PPP.
And yes, we are not going to stop at the track and field facility. We are going to invest in a multi-purpose, state-of-the-art sport facility in every single region of our country. The first time I learned what is badminton is when I went to Saints. The first time I learned what is squash is when I went to Georgetown. The first time I learned what is rugby. Why this was so? This was so because under the PNC, everything was centralized. The future of Guyana is about bringing all these facilities to every single region so that every single person can have a benefit.
Easy, come together.
Very importantly, march with us for the revival of the entertainment sector. March with us for incentives that will support our local artists. March with us for incentives for local promoters. March with us for a vibrant, energized entertainment sector that will bring jobs. And importantly, to my friends, my brothers and sisters in the racing sector, march with us. Those of you who love the South Dakota Center, march with us as we build an international standard racing track at South Dakota. Every segment of the population will see themselves involved in the future of our country. They will see themselves a part of the future. As I said in the start, after March the 2nd, we will all be winners. My brother in front is reminding me sugar all the time. I have said it many times. Let me say it one more time for him. March with us for the revival and reopening of the sugar estates and restoration of the jobs in the sugar sector. And you know, I heard that our rallies today are so big that they extend from Diamond, from Stewartville to Brooklyn and Queens and Toronto and Ajax. I heard they have big screens and they have basement parties and they're celebrating with us on the march to victory. And I also heard that many of you here are ensuring you are in your best looking form. So when they see you, they must see the bright, beautiful, ready, restful faces marching on to victory. But I have a message for those of our brothers and sisters too. We will not be revoking any dual citizenship. You are a born Guyanese. You have a right here. We love you. And this is your home. Instead, we are going to aggressively involve the diaspora in every aspect of national life and development. They must come back. They must work. They must be part of the future. They must benefit from the new economy. They are Guyanese, and Guyana belongs to all of us. So my brothers and sisters, you have energized me. You have energized the PPP. You have given, unfortunately, the APNU AFC belly walk. But on March the 2nd, in order to realize all of the goals and the vision, you have a serious responsibility. And I want you to focus now, comrades. Focus for a few minutes. You have a responsibility not only to yourself. All of you must become street captains. You must bring out every vote. When I look at this crowd, those 3 geographic seats in Region 3 looking real good. But to take it, we have to do that final march, that important march. Bring everyone out and march to the polling station. Stand in the line in rain or sun. Do not move. If they try to frustrate you, rejoin the line. Contact our leaders on the ground. Nothing, I said it, nothing must stop you from voting once your name is on the voters list. And on March the 2nd, march into the polling station. Make sure your ballots are stamped. Look carefully. Do not spoil the ballot. Take your time. Look for the cup. Put an X in the box next to the cup at the top of the paper and vote for your national government. Then put your X in the box next to the cup at the bottom of the ballot paper and vote for your regional government. So whilst we are overjoyed with your presence here, we owe it to our General Secretary, to the leadership of the PPP, to all of you who fought, to the sugar workers, to ensure that that 10-seat majority comes our way. And it can only come our way when we fulfill this duty of putting our X in the box next to the cup and bringing back the PPP for a stronger Guyana.